Okay, this video is going to be a quick one about how to use spreadsheets. So let's say we want LPM away and LPAR, but we want to do it later on tonight and not necessarily right now today. So we can go in here and we can choose an LPAR to one or more LPARs to move. I'm just going to do one, so this video will be short. And then this is just your normal LPM away stuff. Choose your source and destination. And the first thing that normally happens here is we do a validate. And so it goes off and starts validating. So this is normal. This is the way you do things, whether you're going to use a spreadsheet or you're just going to do a validation without a spreadsheet. And I will, let's let this run. Okay, now great. So now there's an export here, but this is to export the results of what's in this column here. And I don't care about that warning. This is not to export to its spreadsheet. This is just export the validation results. It's just a bunch of text that you can give to someone to remediate later on. So we need to go to the next panel. And this is what I call the placement panel. And right now it says, hey, Bob, you have a negative number here, but I got Power Enterprise Pools and it's blue, so Power Enterprise Pools will move automatically for me. But I could come in here and choose an option maybe, and let's do an option. I'll use BBVLS1 for one Power MSP and two from other Power MSP. You don't have to make any changes. I'm just going to do that just to show that you could do some things with this. And now you just export this. So this is exports the LPM movement to a spreadsheet. So I'm going to do export, and it's going to save it as a file, and it's LPM match XLSS. Great, so I'll save it. So now it's saved it. So now you have a spreadsheet, and now if I can now go off and edit that spreadsheet and make changes to it. And I'm not going to do that in this case because I want to quickly show you how to use a spreadsheet. So now, let's say you go off and you made some changes to it. Now you want to make sure that the spreadsheet's right. So I click back on LPM away. Now I'm going to click import, and I'm going to choose the file that I've either just downloaded or maybe I've downloaded and edited it some. But in my case, I just downloaded it because I just wanted to do a quick demonstration on how to use this. And it's down here. This way Mac does it. I'm going to open that file, and I upload it. And now I'm at a different screen that you haven't ever seen before. It's sort of a in-between screen. So now it says I can validate the spreadsheet or I can perform LPM on it. And if I do it, so like normally what I would do is I would build a spreadsheet, make some changes to it, and then import it like this and validate to make sure I got my changes right. And this is the best practice, so I'm going to show you that real quick. So I'll do a validate, and it's going to go off and it's going to validate. And now it's going to use these settings I had put into the spreadsheet. I had added in some MSPs. But you could change your FCS port numbers, you could have deleted them, you could have changed slot numbers, you could have changed a lot of things in that spreadsheet at between the time we first exported it from the placement panel and you imported it. So this should come up clean here, and it'll take a few seconds to do that. And then we'll have a verified spreadsheet. So the goal here is that we worked on this spreadsheet, we've done some changes, we keep on verifying it over and over, and we finally got it all right. And I've seen large customers do this where they're moving 30 or 40 LPARs in the evening and they're changing a whole bunch of settings. They want to get everything validated way before that maintenance window at the end of the overnight and be able to just give this spreadsheet to someone else to execute. So good, it says success. So that means no problems, and the warning's probably the same one about the slot number. No big deal. Okay, great. Now let's go home. Let's go to bed. We got a validation sheet. Now it's time to actually use the sheet. So we go back into LPM away, and we import it again, and we find the file again. And wait, Mac does it when it's brand new. It puts it at the bottom, and we open it, and we upload it. Now, since I've tested this, I've made changes, or maybe I haven't made changes, and I've validated, I don't want to run another validate. That's going to waste a minute. We saw that it took a validate take a minute. We're going to actually do perform LPM now. So now we're going to move this without messing around with the validation. So we go ahead and click the perform LPM, and it doesn't do anything other than start the LPM. So this is how you can use the spreadsheets to skip validation in the evening and during your maintenance window, and this would theoretically run faster, especially if you have multiple LPARs in the spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this because I want to get this information out to our customers. So suffice it to say, we'll eventually validate and move on. Once it gets past 0%, that's normally a very good sign. Okay, time to stop the video. Okay. Maybe I'm not